A pensioner who was fined £5,000 for having a van with no wheels, no cars and other piles of rubbish in his garden is refusing to pay. Jeffrey Hobson, 79, says his human rights have been abused and he will be appealing the decision. Bromley Council in London got involved after neighbours complained about the assortment of rubbish Mr. Hobson had in his back garden, including old fridges, ladders, and overgrown plants as well as the vehicles, reports My London. He said he struggled to deal with his backyard after his gardener passed away, while he insists the 2 cars still work and the van now functions as a garden shed. Jeffrey says his human rights have been abused and he will be appealing the decision. Image, My London. A failure to turn up to court after being issued with an untidy site notice means he is now facing a £1,000 fine and over £4,000 in prosecution costs. But Mr. Hobson insists he should be allowed to have his garden, in Beckenham, how he wants it. Asked if he'd pay the fine, Mr. Hobson, from Bromley in London said, "No. I am going to appeal to my human rights because I had every right. I have a health problem and I am old. I am not capable of keeping a garden that size down. I am also now on a pension and I cannot afford to employ anyone to do anything. It must have been 2 years ago when I first put the vehicles here. They still start, they are runnable. The van is my shed. It's got no engine in it, it's a locker. All it is a garden shed, really. It's full of antique furniture. It was supposed to be moved but it's virtually impossible now." Mr. Hobson has lived in the same house for 50 years. Image, My London. The van-turned-shed, silver Ford Mondeo and blue Ford Galaxy sit in a garden Mr. Hobson estimates to be 80 foot long. The clutter has irked neighbors but Mr. Hobson, who has lived in the same house for 50 years, does not see the issue. "I am a lover of nature. All I want is a peaceful life," he said. "Why are they persecuting me for something you can't see? I've seen front gardens much worse. I don't need all of this." He said he missed his court date after oversleeping due to medication he takes for his health problems, which escalated the situation and led to the fine. Most read. Vladimir Putin appears to threaten nuclear attack against West in chilling TV address. Russian forces seize Chernobyl nuclear power plant after battle with Ukraine forces. "I am so embarrassed by what my dad named our dog. Walks in the park are very awkward." Angela Page, Executive Counselor for Public Protection and Enforcement at Bromley Council, said the council took this issue seriously. She said, "There is a legal criterion of what constitutes an untidy site. And when a property falls below this standard and becomes extremely untidy, then we can and will take action to protect the amenity of the street and its residents. We will always seek to engage directly with the resident and ask that improvements be made. If, despite this, the situation does not improve, then the decision will invariably be made to prosecute, which shows just how seriously we take this matter." Read more. Woman, 75, explains horror after losing £30,000 in Dragon's Den cryptocurrency scam. Read more. Huge British pub chain charged over death of student, 20, crushed to death at bar.